Okay, I've got the monitor out. I'm just going to discharge it. I think there's any. There's nothing left in there. Just to be sure before I before I do the cap kit. Anyway, I got it out. It's pretty dirty. There you go. Take the rest of it out. Alright, I'm just stopping here just to show you there's the power PCB. There's a big black cap. It's right here on this side. And it's kind of soldered into a lot of different components. So rather than trying to unsolder it, I'm just taking this side metal piece off, and you can see the caps there that need to be replaced. I can replace for the cap kit, so I get access to the back and the front. There's let me turn it around. So I think we got 501, 531, 502. There's a couple caps on there. There's 2 caps right here that need to be replaced. At least they're part of this cap kit I got. Right here. And that's 503 is the small one. And the larger one, what is that? Is that 501? 501. Yep, 501 and 503. The other is 551, but I don't see 551 on here. And, you know, that actually, when you look, I got this from Ian Kellog, and he actually says capacitors with the asterisk may not be on your chassis. And on the power PCB 551, it's got asterisk, it may not be on the chassis, and it's right up there, so it's not there, so that's good. So that's actually pretty cool. So I only have 2 to replace there. So anyway, I'm going to keep, you know, I've got access to that now. I've got the XY board off. The interference board. The power CB. So this is the main PCB. I just want to be able to get to the bottom of the main PCB, so I got to do a little more disassembly here so I can get to the bottom of it, and then we'll be good. Okay, we've freed the main PCB up, so we have access to underneath it. Looks like there's been some wires already in place, you know, kind of some jumper wires all over the place on the bottom of it, and even on the top you can see, you just leave those alone. I mean, there's no reason to mess with that. That's probably done at the factory. So it is tethered a little bit, some wires to the flyback, and but I think I have access to the bottom of it easy enough. And so rather than desolder some of the wires, I don't mind unplugging a wire, but you know, I don't think there's a reason to just desolder all those wires and then solder them back. If they're on there, good, which they are, and I have access to the bottom, I'm just gonna start replacing the capacitors one at a time. Okay, we're about halfway through replacing the caps on the main PCB, and I'm going to just show you how I do one of them. Here's capacitor 623, and it's labeled, and I'll put the board over, you see the positive and the negative sides. So you just heat up one of the pins, and then the solder will start flowing. Sometimes you've got a little solder on your tip to get it go, but this actually is coming off pretty well. And then okay, as you can see, I've gotten almost all the solder off that pin. I'm using this little solder bullet or solder sucker, which works pretty well. So we'll do the other one real quick. The other pin. There we go. And you can actually see the holes. The holes just are right there. So there's that. Probably just remove the capacitor. Now if the capacitor doesn't just pop out like that, maybe you've got to heat the bottom side of the board and then just give a little tug on the capacitor. But that came out really easy. And then in this kit, they're really labeled really well. So you see C623, and you can check the voltages and everything on it. So the short pin, the shorter lead there of the pin, is always the negative side, and it usually has a stripe on it as well, so it shows you that it's negative. So let me just flip it over and put it back in real quick. Okay, so I'll put it back in, and you can see that I bent the pins just a little bit out to kind of hold it in place, hold the capacitor in place. So I'm just going to heat the pad here, and then when it gets for a second, and then when it gets hot, feed some solder in, and then lift the tip up. And then I just lift the tip up on the top of the pin, up along the pin. And put some solder in, and then pull it straight up along the tip. And then you can see it's nice. It looks like a little cone, a little volcano tip. And then I just go down and I clip the pin, not the solder, just clip the pin down close. There you go. And that's all there is to it. And that capacitor is replaced, and I'll check it off the list. And just a few more. One other thing I do, which I've seen a lot of other people do, is I put a little mark on top of the capacitor with a Sharpie, just to know that I've replaced it. Okay, I'll do the rest of them. Okay, so the main PCB caps are replaced. Now, not all the caps were included, so there's this big giant cap at C605 that wasn't replaced. It's not included in the cap kit, but a lot of them were. And one thing to note is this little one right here. Kind of point my finger to it. Hold on. Let's see. This one, and that is at C614. That one, so on this monitor chassis, you've got these boards that slide down right here. So boards like this that kind of attach to it. So I think that so this one was bent over quite a bit, this C614. So I made sure to give plenty of room on the legs. So I could bend it out of the way so that you could fit down the board on top of that. Okay, next I'm going to do this is the power supply board, and I think that there's only 2 or 3 caps that get replaced on that. So I'm just going to replace those real quick. Kind of same deal. Okay, I've got all the caps in, and now I need to do this resistor, R360, and it is right here. I just thought it was kind of interesting. You've got 2 leads coming in, but right here it's actually tied into this, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know, I don't think that that's not by accident that it's like that. So I just want to make sure that that's just the thought I pointed out is kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm going to replace that and then put everything back together. Okay, I think we've got the monitor kind of tuned in a little bit. The colors, and they look really good. I don't know how they come on the screen, but they actually look really good. So I'm pretty happy with the monitor, actually. The only thing I do see is up in the upper left-hand corner here, with a little bit of shadowing with the red, and the yellow is off a little bit. It's not that way anywhere else. So I think that's called convergence. So I think that's one little thing. It's not a big deal, but it's one little thing in the upper left-hand corner. It's not perfect, but otherwise it actually looks pretty good. It's nice and black. It's kind of light in here, but it's nice and black. And the Nibbler red looks really good. And yeah, seems to play pretty good. So I'll call this an end to this video, which is the repair video for the Nibbler number 2, and then I'll post another Let's Play video here in a little bit. Maybe I'll practice a little bit and get kind of good at Nibbler. All right.